Hi friends, today we're going to talk about the verb to be or being verbs. So these verbs are forms of the verb to be. The verbs like am, is, are, was, and were are all forms of the verb to be, but they do not actually show action like how other verbs show action. Am, is, and are used now in the present. Was and were would be used in the past. And in terms of one person, you would just use am, is, or was for one person. So let's look at this in context. Most of the time, you already deal with these verbs just naturally, just to what sounds right to your ear. But we're going to be really specifically working with them through the week. So, the verb to be. Let's talk about I. So, myself. What forms would we use for the word I? So you can either use was, am, or will be. I blank going to the park next weekend, so I won't be here for the party. I was going to the park next weekend. I am going to the park next weekend. I will be going to the park next weekend. Well, it's going to be am, right? I am going to the park next weekend. That doesn't show action, but it does show the verb to be. Did you know that I blank at the mall yesterday? Asked Mary Ann. Did you know that I blank at the mall yesterday? Did you know that I was or will be at the mall yesterday? Well, if it's yesterday, it wouldn't be will be because that's in the future. So it was, I was at the mall yesterday. And then it says, tomorrow, I blank at program practice. Tomorrow, I will be at program practice. Because it's something you're going to do in the future. So those are all words you could use with the pronoun I. Now let's talk about he or she, or a name, right? Because with a pronoun, he or she, you're replacing that noun. So it kind of works the same way as if you were saying he or she. So same thing, we're going to say was, but this time we're going to say is, because am is just for, that single. And then or will be. Katie blank playing her guitar all night last night. Katie was playing her guitar all night last night. Katie is playing her guitar all night last night. Or Katie will be playing her guitar all night last night. Well, our clue is last night. So the only one that's past tense is was. So Katie was playing her guitar last night. Shane blank coming to my dance recital next week. Shane blank coming to my dance recital next week. Shane is coming to my dance recital next week, or Shane will be coming to my dance recital next week. Well, actually, this one kind of go either way because it's kind of worse towards the future as well. As long as you're not choosing was, right? Shane was coming to my dance recital next week. No. So I'm just gonna put is. Shane is coming to my dance recital next week. He blank feeling really happy today because his grandma is in town. He blank feeling really happy today because his grandma is in town. He is feeling really happy today. I'll put will be under this one. And then she blank not happy when her mom sent her to her room last weekend. She was not happy, she is not happy, or she will be not happy. Well, our clue in this one is last weekend. So last weekend is in the past, so we're going to want that was. Because that happened in the past. Alright, so let's talk about you and they, where you would use were, are, or will be. They blank in California next week. They were in California next week, they are in California next week, or they will be in California next week. Well, our clue is next week, that's the future, so they will be. You blank taking your spelling test during recess yesterday. You were taking your spelling test during recess yesterday. You are taking your spelling test during recess yesterday. You will be taking your spelling test during recess yesterday. Well, our clue is yesterday. That's past tense, so we're going to use were. You were taking your spelling test during recess yesterday. They blank a really nice family, said Mrs. Dudson. They blank a really nice family. They were a really nice family, they are a really nice family, or they will be a really nice family. Well, in this case, if she's saying it kind of in the present, they are a really nice family. And then you blank the best class ever, said Mrs. Crawley. You are, same thing, the best class ever. All right, last section with the pronoun we. We're going to use either did, do, or will. We blank not have fun at the fair last Thursday. We did not have fun. We do not have fun. We will not have fun at the fair last Thursday. Well, our clue is last Thursday. So we're using the past of did. We did not have fun at the fair last Thursday. Next is we sure blank love eating treats in class, said Allie. We sure did love eating treats in class. We sure do love eating treats in class. We sure will love eating treats in class. In this case, we're looking for do, right? We sure do love eating treats in class. It's a current thing that's happening. We blank not read that book yesterday. We did not read that book yesterday. We do not read that book yesterday. We will not read that book yesterday. Again, our clue is that yesterday gives us the past tense, so that we know if it's in the past, it's going to be did. We blank have sharing time at the end of the day. We did have sharing time at the end of the day. We do have sharing time at the end of the day. We will have sharing time at the end of the day. The clue is kind of the end of the day, so that hasn't happened yet. It's going to happen, so it's the future of we will have sharing time at the end of the day. Okay, so this week you're going to kind of be working on the verb be, so like these sort of words, am, is, are, was, were, did. And like I said, those you kind of do more or less naturally already. It kind of goes along with our subject-verb agreement from last week about how those things go together. Okay? And making sure it sounds right to our ear as well. All right, friends, so those are your verb to be. Have a great rest of your day.